welcome back. This is the Stars Without Numbers GM Faction Turn number 1, January to February. So, hello, how's it going? I'm having a fantastic day, hopefully you are. I have not done this before. I've seen it, obviously. I'm a huge fan of roleplay swan song. So I've watched all of Adam Cobell's doings of this, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm looking forward to it. So let's start. We need to pick a faction to go first, and that is used doing math. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 factions currently. So we're going to roll 1d7 and 1d2. The d7 is going to let us know which faction goes first. The d2 lets us know whether we're going up or down on the list. So we're picking faction 4 and going up. So we're doing the Powers Institute first. Excellent. This should be an easy start. I'll have to go back through my notes, but if I'm remembering correctly, they are Peaceable Kingdom. Let's see here. Powers Institute. They are Peaceable Kingdom, which means they have to do nothing. Excellent. Their income is 5, and so they have 5 fat creds now. And I don't think they're going to buy anything. So that's their goal. Peaceable Kingdom, launch no attacks. Arrival and turn. Peaceable Kingdom, 1 of 4. Let's talk about what they can do here. Can they buy something? That's an excellent question. Now, specifically because of the way they're set up, they're psychics. And while I can't afford psychic assassins, what I can do is use their extremely rare and awesome covert transit net to send special forces units out. Now, why can't I use psychic assassins? Because they're extremely high level military units. But what I can do is make cyber ninjas. And cyber ninjas cost 6. So, assuming they stick steady at 5 a round for the next 4 rounds, they will be able to purchase 2 cyber ninja units the turn before they come out of Peaceable Kingdom, and then use this covert transit net to launch units 3 squares away. Well, 3 hexes away. And they're in Ragenhild, so they can launch at Lohit Zune or Chromios, or, well, basically just those 2, because it's... Oh, they could go to Herodotus. Crazy stuff's happening in Herodotus, right? This is the system that has 3 planets. It has a major shipyard. In story, we haven't mentioned it, there's a battle cruiser that is crash-landed on the planet Kulthum that has rare pre-tech. So, that's something that needs to be secured. So, yeah, there's not much going on here. Let's talk about the news report. That should be its own thing. News report. And in the news today, blah blah blah. Whoops. Can I? Nope, that didn't do it either. How can I turn this into a paragraph black? Well, I'll just type it out. So, what happens here? News today. The Powers Institute announced a new series of cyber wetware. Their continued research efforts on behalf of both humanity and... I want to say meta-humanity, but that's Shadowrun. What would you call... I mean... So, the Powers Institute believes that they're kind of like the Jedi and the Sith all rolled into one. They believe that psionics are better than humans, and that humanity should strive to all be psionics. And they can believe this because the psionics on their planet aren't crazy. They have a fully intact psionic academy and research facility from which they train everyone to not go crazy and kill. They instead train them to kill on command via their not-for-profit military. They are a ruthless corporation. What would they call themselves? Humanity and... I think we might go with meta-humanity. Humanity alike. Capable of accelerating. Cyberware is versatile, ranging from enhanced thought processors to utility. So, cyber ninjas obviously need to have cyber claws. So, how would you say they have razor-sharp claws that come out of their arm without saying that, saying something about utilitarian or humanitarian usage? Interesting. How would you phrase that? To utility... Deployable utility tool sets. Bam, nailed it. I need to somehow get this. I need to get this scrunched down, but I'm not quite sure how to do it. If you know out there, leave me a message in the comment section below, or let me know if you're watching live on Twitch. Okay, so that's Powers Institute. I think that just about wraps them up. Their assets, nothing really needs to happen here. All of their assets are at home on the Markalides planet on Ragenhild system. So, and they can't attack. They could move their demagogue, but I don't think they will yet. I think they're going to just stay. And you know what? Let's give a name to that demagogue. It's time. Powers Institute CEO John Shepard. I don't know if I spelled Shepard right. Let's look it up. Shepard. Shepard Commander. Shepard. Right? Shepard? John Shepard. So, you can watch it on crack.com about how to name villains. But basically, naming someone John Shepard is essentially saying they're the Antichrist. And while his name does seem, I mean, he's John Shepard, Powers Institute CEO, he seems pretty trustworthy, has put the full faith of the Ragenhild system and his company behind renewed interest in recovering our past to lead to the future. Our past as this cyberware revolution. Bam! That's lots of buzzwords. So good. Alright. We're going up. Rusina Outreach Command. Led by our... Oh, and I should make a note in my notes log to add CEO John Shepherd to the wiki. Boom. Rosina Outreach Command. Their goal is military conquest. They must destroy 4 military assets. Rosina Outreach Command has a strike fleet and some mercenaries. They are prepping for attack on Kashkai. Alright, so they can't do it yet. Let's look what they can do. They got a strike fleet, and they can send it right at the AI. Thorn Thistle. So Koros is Eshapole. Let's look at Eshapole and see what they've got. Their only defense is commodities commodities brokers currently. And of course, as we know, but perhaps the Racina Outreach Command does not know, the Koru system is also the home to Thorn Thistle's flagship, the KLM Gladium. So, moving there would be a huge mistake. Completely huge mistake, which is exactly why it's the first thing we might do. However, let's look at taking out our Southwesterners. The Coalition of Confederated Systems. They do not have much. They have Surutama and Grimhild. Grimhild, yep, there we go. Let's see what's there. Grimhild as a counterintelligence unit. I think we're going to do that. We're going to jump that counterintel unit. So, how do we make this happen? Strike fleet is capable of moving, right? Strike fleet has the following description. As an action, they can move to any world within 1 hex of their current location. And I also have mercenaries. What do those let me do? They're probably under wealth. I'm guessing they probably can't move or do anything useful. Mercenaries! As an action, they can move to any world within 1 hex of their current location. Holy fuck! Oh, they have to have world government permission. That's a problem. Because they don't have that. But the strike fleet doesn't give 2 shits. So, strike fleet is moving to Eschapolos. Right? Or Grimhild. No, we're moving to Grimhild. Don't let me make a mistake here, boys. Okay. And... oh, you know what? I should give them their money. And mercenaries cost 1 credit turn. Is that true? Mercenaries have a maintenance cost of 1 fat credit turn. Alright, so that's a problem. So, they only get $2. It's going to take them a while to build things up. And let's check and see what mercenary group lets them do. In fact, we have the tags right here. Mercenary group. As an action, the asset may move itself to any world within 1 hex. Oh, fuck. Well, we're going to do both then. We're going to just... we're going to move both to Grimhild, because we're going to ignore the fact that you need planetary government. Because while mercenaries normally would need planetary government, mercenary group lets them be like, well, fuck it. Okay, so Racina Outreach Command basically leaves itself completely open. They're taking a contract to move strike fleet and mercenaries to the Grimhild system and land on... well, it's probably not the Grimhild system. It's the Dynamine system and land on Grimhild. on Grimheld. Boom. The ROC. Now, we'll say it out first. The Racina Outreach Command announced they were taking an anonymous contract to liberate the world of Grimheld from the oppressive. Let's see what they've got going on. Oh, they've got aliens and stuff going on there. Yep. Oppressive, xenophobic, racists who currently control. Well, they cannot release information about the client. The ROC is more than happy to eradicate this scum. Who is their client? I'm not completely sure yet, but even if I was, I probably wouldn't tell you. But there's a lot of people that could benefit from this move, from getting the mercenaries and strike fleet there. I mean, that's super great. There's going to be some conflict next time. That's happening. Alright, next up on the list is the AI Thorn Thistle. Its goal is intelligence coup. It needs to destroy 7 cunning assets. Alright. Good, good, good. Let's see here. We can... I think I needed to have them, yeah, make money for an attack. Popular movement. Always grants any asset request or movement. Yep, what we need is to put these commodities brokers as an action. Can roll 1d8. That many fact creds are subtracted from the rounds of their next asset purchase. Okay, so the asset purchase that they want to make is a landing unit. They need... not that. They need a military unit. So previously I wanted them to get a covert shipping network or something like that, covert transit network. But they need to be able to move military units, which means force, which means they need beachhead landers. They have 4 force? Yes, they do, so they can buy these. They cost 10. Alright, so here's what's going to happen. They are going to use their special... They're going to take the use action ability, and they have a bunch of actions that they can take here. The commodities brokers roll a d8, that many fact creds. This could be huge for them. This could be enormous. And it is. Holy fuck. They only have to pay 2 fact creds next round to buy landers. Holy shit. Back here, back here. Oops, that's not what I want to have happen. How do I insert a new line within this? It's seriously bugging me. Maybe I can just do this. Use action ability. No. Okay, well. Commodities broker uses -8 to next purchase. Alright. And next up we've got venture capitalists. And we have 2 of them. So I'm going to roll 2d8, and if I get a 1 on either of them, I'm going to lose the unit. And I don't. I get some pretty good rolls. So a 6 and an 8. Alright. So they get 5 more fat creds. Okay, Thorn Thistle is rolling in the dough right here. Yeah, they can buy 2 Beachhead Landers. So what does that let them do? They can move any number of assets on planet. So they could buy 2 landers and put it on 2 different... Oh, you know what they could do? Right. Okay, let's look at this. The blockade fleet can move on its own because of spaceships. They need the demagogue. Scavenger fleet can move on its own, so they leave the fleets behind. They put the blockade... Or they put the beachhead landers on the demagogue planet, and they buy the eugenics cultists. Yeah, man. So there's a special unit that only people with the eugenics cultists tag can take, and just have the demagogue show up like the Mandarin in Iron Man 3 and be like, "We are here to teach you about our ways. I've come with all of my friends here to show you the light of unbraked AIs and what they can do to help advance humanity to the next level of evolution." And then, like, fire rains from the sky, these beachhead landers come down, and hundreds of hooded followers with, like, shotguns are roaming through the streets. They are all clones. This is happening. Okay. So, commodities brokers gain +2 and +3 FAC creds. Next turn, buy beachhead landers for Dimmy and as many eugenics as possible. Okay, cool. Yeah, the news report here is going to be about in Rus and other Rusinian news. Markets suffered heavy fluctuation. Fluctuation. There we go, finally. Man, so bad I had to sound that out. And markets suffered heavy fluctuation in what appears to have been a massive buy by the AI Thorn Thistle, using millions of proxies and advanced market manipulation in a matter of milliseconds. The exchange stock market was thrown into chaos. The AI appears to have made an enormous profit, one capable of sustaining most planets for a year or more off of the attack, and certain assets, certain spaceship assets in Rusina space were purchased anonymously within seconds of the attack. While these ships have all disappeared in the chaos, in the aftermath, boom. Speculation from analysts on all sides appears to be that a massive new attack is military attack is on the way after the January massacre. I don't know if this was covered very well in the show, but what happened in December 3199 was that the Federal Society launched an enormous war fleet at Thornthistle over Koru system and the Eschapolos planet, and they both wiped each other out, basically. And that is why these two regional hegemons don't have that much in the way of assets currently. Okay, Federal Society's up next. Let's talk about them. The Feds get 6, and they have to take one away for... Do I still have those? The pre-tech researchers. Federal Society. Yes, I do, but... Any world has Tech Level 5 as long as they're there. Excellent. So they can buy Tech Level 5 assets because they don't give a fuck. So they only get 5. Their goal is to expand influence. Plant a new base of influence. Right. They want to take Herodotus, which is a unlikely planet located over here. Boom, boom. Close these. They need to take Kulthum, which is where that ship is located, the battlecruiser that's down. Tyndaris, also a planet. It's entirely ocean-based. And Otsana, which isn't actually occupied. It's a series of space-bound bubble space stations around a major we'll call it a post-tech shipyard. That make, like, they're ramping up to make new ships. So, if they can get a foot in this system, if the Federal Society can get into Herodotus, they can take the Otsana shipyards. And they're going to do that because they are moving Space Marines, if I remember correctly. We've got Space Marines on Deep Strike landers, right? Yep, Deep Strike, Advanced Pre-Tech ships. This is, action can be moved within 2 worlds, within 3 hexes of Deep Strike landers, and they are on Anjali. They're moving to Tyndaris, so they are moving to Herodotus system, and Anjali is here, so they can move to Granados system with the planet Bannon. Alright, so that's going to be their move. I know they've got moles within the Confederation. That's going to be held off for the moment. They're just going to be chilling out there, causing some trouble. So we've got Space Marines loaded on Deep Strike landers. So goals, tags, turn. Oh, you know what? I should definitely tag their movement. So they need to take the Bannon tag. Bannon, Bannon, Bannon. Oops. Nope. Move Space Marines at the cost of 2 fat creds. Boom. There we go. So they're down to 3. Okay. Turn. Use action ability. Spent 2 fat creds to move Deep Strike landers and Space Marines to Bannon. Next turn, move to Tyndaris/Herodotus system. Alright, cool. So that is on the way. Yeah, there's a bit of ramping up that's happening here, but they'll move there, and then next turn we can buy an asset, which is the base of influence on one of the planets or all of the planets. We could buy a couple of them and just spread it around and make them the planetary government of all the planets there. Just have their spaceships blockade the system and Just put Space Marines super... I mean, Space Marines are fantastic. Let's look at them here. Asset table, Space Marines. Oh, here we go. Space Marines. So they do 2d8 plus 2. They counterattack super hard. And they got a lot of hit points. As an action, they can move to any world. Yep. Shipboarding actions and opposed landings. Alright. Let's see. That's them. Next up on the turn order, we drop down to the bottom. Remembrance Pact. Okay. They get 4 because they have a party machine. Boom. Place a number of stealth assets on worlds with other planetary governments equal to your cunning score. Units that are already stealth on these worlds. This goal is adopted. So they need to move 4 units. So they need to have 4 units in the first place. So for now, I think they are just buying stealth units. So can they even afford anything right now? Can they buy militia unit? Yes, it would cost 4, and then stealthing I think is underneath cunning. Which gives them stealth. Costs 3. Gives them what? Oh, they're secretive. All their shit is automatically stealth. Oh, yeah, so they can just go ahead and buy a militia unit. That's it. Okay. So Kashkai. We're just going to copy it. Remembrance Pact. Insert a new line. No, delete. Insert row below. Cool. And we did a entirely new unit of militia. That's stealthed right there. They're going to have a little bit of trouble getting to a planet where they can actually stealth into. But for the next 2 or 3 turns, they're going to just buy up stealth units and rock it. Okay. Buy militia unit. Auto stealth. Alright, Coalition's up next. Coalition wants to commercial expansion. Destroy wealth assets. They are savage. Requires tech level 0 to purchase. Okay. Alright, so you get 2 fat creds. And that was wealth assets, right? Okay, asset tracker. What do you guys got? Counter intel unit. And Vanguard cadre. Now, obviously they'd like to go after the Federal Society. They would need to get their units pretty far. Thorn Thistle's looking good. As is Rusina Outreach. Oh, wait. They just had somebody land on their planet, right? Yeah. They landed on Grimheld. That is a wealth unit right there. So they can have their counter intel unit just jump their asses. Yep, they arrive in system. They begin landing. Coalition of... Okay, alright, we're going to do this thing. So, let's talk about attacking. Blah, blah, blah. Attack action. To launch an attack, select one or more of their own assets and target a rival faction. Okay, so let's do this by the numbers. Targets, Rusina Outreach Command for an attack. Let's put a little bit of that there just so I don't have an issue when I come back. They are matched. Attacker rolls 1d10 and adds the relevant attribute. defenders roll. Each attacking asset can... Alright, so they get to pick what they defend with. And they are... What's better for them? Yeah, it's better if they defend with their strike fleet. Yep, the strike fleet's just better all around. More importantly, it has more hit points. So, we are doing Force v... Oh, no, we're doing Cunning v Cunning. Okay. Yeah, so we're rolling Cunning for both of them. So it's a D10 plus 4 versus a D10 plus 1. Wow, this works out great. Oh, they can't match that. Yep, okay. So, asset tracker. Let's see how the counterattack works. The defending asset suffers damage. Okay, no counterattack. You have to actually beat them. So they deal a d4 plus 1 points of damage to 3 points of damage. Yeah, we've got first blood. Congratulations. Crazy Confederated systems, folks. That's 3 points of damage. So... overwhelming attack on the strike fleet, landing on Grimheld by militia. That's what they were defending with, right? Let's make sure it was counterintelligence unit. Okay, so counter intel unit. We hold a moment. We have breaking news that ROC strike fleet ships over Grimheld have come out of drive space into a trap. System defense ships warned by advanced counter intelligence techniques. Counterintelligence operations have scattered the fleet and their cargo. Commander Jason Wade, boom, we're gonna have to add him, has taken command of ROC forces and is beginning a running battle to land on Grimheld with General... What ethnicity is this planet? Grimheld. What do we know about it? Oh, they're all racist. Okay. With General Lee Harvey Lincoln. Alright, so let's make sure to add Jason Wade and I can never remember their acronyms. CCS, General Lee Harvey Lincoln. And so the CCS is like American Southern offshoots, but all of their ships and many of their personnel are named after famous Americans or American presidents. So Yep. Okay. Good job, Rusina Outreach Command. Now, they are, I'm sorry, Coalition of Confederate Systems. So, at some point, they're going to destroy the strike fleet and then start taking on the mercenaries. But it's going to get bad, because next turn they're going to get counterattacked, and they're probably going to get wrecked. So, to end the turn out, we've got the Exchange of Light. Exchange of Light. And they have Wealth of Worlds. Spend fat creds equal to 4 times your faction's wealth rating on bribes and influence. So, they need 16 creds, and they can just save up. Until then, what do they have going on? They have a Seductress. Travel to any world within 1 hex. Right. We need to move them to Kashkai. The Space Marines, they could have attacked. They were on Anjali. Are there any other assets on Anjali currently? There are not. Oh, here's something. It's a base of influence. That's a hard move. I think we're going to do it. So, the Monopoly is going to... may force 1 unstealth to pay them 1 fat cred. Oh, man. So good. So Federal Society loses a fat cred and pays it to the Exchange of Light. Influence to pay 1 fat cred for a Monopoly. Finally, lobbyists for the glorious Exchange of Light. Our show's sponsor. And inter-sector peacekeepers and legal experts. And, well, peacekeepers is good. Have successfully petitioned the Council of the Federal Society for more aid in their humanitarian efforts around Valgerd to clean up the leftover unbraked AI presence and to bring Valgerd into the modern era peacefully. The Exchange of Light now. Peaceful benevolence. Donate today by clicking on the link displayed below. And that's our news report. Bam! Nailed it. That is our faction turn 1. Things are heating up. There's not a lot going on right now, except for the Coalition versus Rusina Outreach Command exchange. That could get interesting. But pretty soon, we're going to have the Federal Society with their best military asset completely out of position, taking over 1 or more worlds. And we're going to have the AI launching a massive attack. But more importantly, here's what's more important. If they bring a popular movement with that attack, their popular movement lets them buy whatever assets they want on planet. All they need to do is get 1 asset on any planet, and that asset needs to be popular movement, and then just start buying tons and tons of shit on that planet. And they're eugenics cultists, so they can buy lots of really shitty units very quickly. They're like the Zerg. They can Zergling rush people, and they have the money to do it now. And they're in a great position. I think they're going to probably wipe out Rusina Outreach Command. This is going to become a mission in-game, like defend Rusina, emergency alert. That's going to be a thing. Just Rusina is going to be the shitstorm of like dozens of ships in combat. So Rusina itself is an asteroid belt, and everything is done in ships. So the whole system is filled with like free merchants and shuttles, and they're just going to be at the last second like slapping weapons on those things. It's going to be like the American Civil War, where people are shooting soldiers from out of their bedroom. Except in this case, their bedroom is an asteroid. And the soldiers are eugenics cultists and AI warbots. It's not going to end well without help. Maybe the players can bring the Autoweaver and make a difference. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see if they even give a shit. They're in an interesting situation themselves. So, thank you for joining me. Hopefully you've enjoyed this. You having watched this, probably have a better idea what's going on going into the next episode. And, yeah, I look forward to seeing you there Friday night. Let's do it.